I've been up here a lot. I've never seen a crowd like this. I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. This is really a lot of people, most I've ever seen in this room. And we're here for a very serious purpose, Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is?
Wow.
And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed. And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest.
Guys, we got to do something, man. Come on, really. D.C., our capital. We're supposed to be the number one nation in the world. We're supposed to be representing that, right? Everybody, terrorists coming all over the world, coming to us. We're the number one consumer nation, the biggest GDP. Come on, guys. Be truthful. You know, the president has called out the other country. Yeah, we know Colombia's always been a problem down in Colombia. Mexico City always had problems in the city of Mexico. Made many movies about both countries and their big cities. So I love Colombia as a country. I love Mexico as a country, in respect to their nation. But there has been a problem. We have big problems here in the United States, but it was like New York City. But not the capital, guys. Not the capital, man. So this is historical, man. It happens before, but this is historic, where the president had to step in to clamp down on this crime that's happening in D.C. Come on, man. This is I'm tired. I've been to D.C. many times. I love the city of D.C. I love the museums, the Black museums, the American museums. I love the statues, the Lincoln Memorial, the MLK Memorial statue. It's just so much historical monuments that's there in our United States Capitol, man. As American citizen, I took my kids there to see. Come on, guys, really serious. This is nothing to talk about. This is a breeze. Seriously, what's happening in D.C. is crazy. And if these numbers, these stats are, and I believe it's the president of the United States is saying about these stats that's out there, that's really. It looks horrible. It is worse than both Colombia and Mexico itself. And they don't have the biggest infrastructure, the strongest police force, and the different attaches of different agencies to support our nation. Come on, man. Really? Seriously? How hard is that to make a decision on that? But it's historic. I was kind of worried about this. I want to hear it come from straight from the main person, which is the President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump. So I want to hear he make the decision. He's the call. He's the commander in chief, and he has made the decision. And it's out there now. We finna see a totally different DC. Hey guys, he warned you if you're doing crime in DC, hey, halt, stop, go get a job, cause now it's not a game. They gonna come at your head. It's serious now. This is not a game. You know, whatever you was doing before, maybe you got away with it, but now it's all law and order. It's truly dun 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 law and order. And man, you're at the capital. That's D.C. District of Columbia. This is federal time. Don't think you're gonna get away and go to state. Nah, this is federally taken over. Understand that. 85% of the time you gonna do. Man, you don't want to do nothing stupid. You think, oh, I'm gonna get tapped on the hand, and you doing 10 years, flat 8.5 off the top, off the rip. You're doing it. No question asked, and you might get sent to alligator Alcatraz. I don't know. I'm just saying, but it's federal. It's not a game, man. Stop. Leave DC alone. Get what you used to have. You can't do no more. It's a wrap. Talk to all your criminal constituents. Stop it. Get out. It's not a game anymore. Sorry. Let's continue.
Rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. And just like we did on our southern border, nobody comes to our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work, it's a very liberal group of people, actually, and they actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world. Red is...
Imagine bringing your son.
Okay, guys. Man, you see how you flip the paper? Seriously, you see how you flip the paper? He's sincere, man. You gotta pick up on the body languages. You gotta really pick up on the body languages and see what they're talking about. It's not a game. He is sincere. He flipped it like he called the crime out. The president called the crime out, right? And then he states and he says. The way he just flipped the paper, guys. He said, basically, I'm going to wipe you off the map. He said, bloodthirsty. Look how he's titling these titles. Stop, DC. Stop it, please. And I'm begging you. And I'm not with the criminal element, but I don't, this is sincere. It's not it's a whole new administration. It's a whole new ball game. Stop taking risks. Focus, get serious. Get a job. Go back to school, get a trade, get a skill. But you do not want to race your life away, and it's not going to be any other way. They're tired. This is the citizens. You're at the center of power, DC. These people have power. These people want to go to their restaurants and have dinners and with their families and their constituents. They want to be able to walk down the street and see the light. This is DC. This is where people travel around the world. People come. We got other. It's embarrassing. You got to understand it. It's really embarrassing to have people from other countries that think they're safe in your country, and they getting robbed and cars getting jacked and people getting robbed and tore up, and they're like, "What's going on?" Roving kids, like he said, a bunch of youth just acting a fool out there. This is really, I seen it with my own eyes, a bunch of kids hanging out and start fighting. And you got people, constituents from other countries that saying, oh, this is what's happening in the United States? That's embarrassing. We're not going to allow that. And I totally agree. If this was a vote, I'd vote for this. Because that's our look. Everybody it's like put on the suit, man. You want to look good in your suit. DC is the suit for America. I'm sorry to say, you got to respect that. DC is the suit for America. And we can't have these vigilantes out there just doing what they want to do and think they can do it and no repercussion for their actions. And now it's been mandated by the President of the United States, and it's in this total control. Whole different ball game. Ain't none of them little laws gonna work. The lower level laws not work. It's been total. It's taking over. He is taking over, and he's already showing you example across the nation what's happened with the migrant problem. He's talking about citizens of the United States too. Hey, go home, regroup, go to school, get a job, mind your business. Don't play out in these streets no more, especially in the city of D.C. and in the District of Columbia. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, people. Stop. That's my one I can say to all American citizens. Stop. Uh, act according, act civilized. Leave D.C. alone. Let's continue. Leave a comment, subscribe down below.
The red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. DC, 41 per 100,000, number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that. That where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse. And we had a recent indication. There was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that. But he was asked by the city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down. Not going down. And under Biden, it was a disaster. And nobody did anything about it. We're going to do things about it like you wouldn't believe. Every American.
Did you just hear that? You got to listen to Trump. Trump is from a different generation, but he's sincere. I think he just said we're going to do something that's different. It's going to be wonders in D.C., man. It's going to be wonders across the nation. We're in a changing time. We're in historical times. We're in some really unique place, and we can't look like it's before. We know if you're over 40 years old, if you're literally over 35, you know when it was a time when you was a little kid. You know when it looked different here in most cities. So there's definitely has been some major change. If you're 40 years old, you definitely know. You know, 25 years ago, in 2000 and 99, 98, it was a whole different city. It's a whole different. I travel all over the country. It was a whole different world. America it had problems like any other country have problems, but it doesn't look like what it looks like today. You have to admit that. If you're 40 years old and above, you have to admit that in 2000 it was a whole different vibe in the country. You can go to cities, man. They had problems. There are murders. There's robberies. There's murders everywhere in the world, but not like we see today, guys. Not like we see today. You got to admit that. And this energy of rebellion and disrespect, just for elderly citizens and just law enforcement, just bus drivers, school bus drivers, just like talk to people, talk to your community. They would tell the truth. The media, I don't think, is going to expose everything because, they have political leanings. Everybody, all of them. But now we can look out there in the community and see these things. And we got to have people like social media to talk about these things, to get the conversation going, because we got to really focus on this. There's not going to be no change if we don't be the change. And I think this is a start. And so let's move forward in this. But I just worry about American citizens. Be aware. Stop it. This president is not playing. He's sincere. And I don't want no citizens to get caught out there and mess their whole life up. Because now it's in federal control. It's not state. It's not county. It's not city. It's federal. at the Capitol. It's serious. Leave a comment, subscribe below. I'll be waiting to hear from you. This is an interesting video. You can watch the rest of the video. I just want to react to this part of this content and give you my opinion of it and talk to ones. I think it's needed. I think it's warranted. And I think there's some major changes coming, and I don't want any one American citizen to get caught into this. So find a career. Quit wilding out. Respect the law. Respect what's going on. Respect the justice system. We got to change this behavior to move forward as a nation. All right.
American as a constitution.